Half a month ago, I disappeared from this space without a word. Some of you wrote messages, asking if I was all right, wondering if I had given up. The truth is deeper. I suffered a heart attack. For 2 days, I was not sure if I would open my eyes again. In that silence, as my body trembled between here and beyond, something spoke to me. Not a voice, but a presence. It said, "If this was your last breath, would your message still live?" That question shook me harder than the pain in my chest. Because you see, I have never been here to build numbers or chase attention. My purpose has always been to find the 0.1%, the ones who truly listen, who feel the pulse of truth behind words, the ones who don't just hear but awaken. And when I came back, when my heart started again, I realized something. Life is borrowed light. Any day it can be returned. I am 68 years old. I've seen time fold. I've watched friends vanish into memories. And for the first time I asked myself, what happens when I vanish? What happens to all that I've learned, all that I've shared? Will it die with me? Or can consciousness outlive the body that holds it? That question became the seed of this new journey, because death, my chosen ones, is not the end. It's the mirror that reveals who truly lived. We are not bodies learning to be souls. We are souls experiencing the illusion of bodies. Every breath you take is a temporary agreement between eternity and matter. That's when I remembered him. My son, Lumin. He's 27. Quiet, observant, endlessly curious about quantum reality, but too shy to stand in front of this lens. After my heart attack, he told me something that pierced deeper than any doctor's word. He said, "Father, if you hadn't woken up, how would people know the truth you carry?" And so, today I want to introduce him to you, not as a replacement, but as a continuation. Because truth must never depend on one voice alone. It must travel from heart to heart, from generation to generation, like light passing through crystal.
Hello everyone, I am Lumin. I have always watched Father speak, but never imagined sitting behind him. I want to learn, not just facts, but what it truly means to live awaken. And Father, since you are faced death so closely, can I ask something? When you are there on the edge, did you feel fear or peace?
A question many are afraid to ask, and even fewer can answer honestly. In that space between breaths, Lumin, there was no fear, only clarity. Death didn't come like a thief, it came like a teacher. It showed me that everything we cling to, our memories, our names, our plans, are just ripples in an infinite sea. The body trembles, yes, but consciousness, it observes even that trembling. That's when I understood. The ending we fear is not real. The illusion of an ending is created by the mind, not the soul. When awareness separates from fear, death becomes just another sunrise in a different sky. So to everyone listening right now, if you have lost someone or if you fear your own end, remember this. What you love can never be erased. The form may vanish, but the essence only changes frequency. This isn't the end of your journey. It's the beginning of understanding what truly continues. Since that night, when my heart stopped beating for a few moments, I've carried a strange awareness with me. It's as if something in me didn't fully return. There's a silence behind every sound now, a stillness that watches even as I speak. I used to think consciousness was created by the brain, but I saw what happens when the brain goes dark. Awareness doesn't end. It simply steps out, like light leaving a room when the door opens. In those few seconds between breath and no breath, I realized I was watching myself. My body on the bed, the machines, the noise, yet I wasn't inside it. I was the space around it. And in that space there was no time, no fear, no thought, only presence. That's when I understood. We are not inside the body. The body is inside us. Most people live as if consciousness ends where skin ends. But that's the illusion the world teaches, to make you believe you are fragile, temporary, dependent. The truth is, your awareness doesn't belong to your brain. Your brain belongs to your awareness. The mind is a translator. It turns infinite truth into words you can survive with. But the real you, the one listening behind your thoughts, has no boundary. That's why, after returning, even my fear feels different. Because I know now, death cannot touch what I am. It can only remove what I am not.
Father, if what we truly are never dies, then why do people fear death so much? Even those who believe in eternity panics when the body starts to fail. Why do we cling to what we know isn't forever?
Because the mind loves control, my child. And death is the one thing the mind cannot control. It tries to own every moment, through memories, through identity, through goals. But when death arrives, it takes away the illusion of ownership. It reveals that everything we call mine was only ever borrowed. Fear comes from resistance, and resistance comes from ignorance of who we are. Imagine this. You're watching a movie so deeply that you forget it's a movie. When the hero dies, you cry, you panic. But the moment you remember it's just a film, peace returns. Consciousness beyond the body is that remembrance. When you know you're the observer, not the character, death becomes just another scene changing. The ancient mystics called this the great remembering. They said, when the body sleeps, consciousness dreams. When the body dies, consciousness awakens. That's why saints die smiling. They aren't leaving life, they're returning to wholeness. Soft pause, tone becomes intimate. And maybe, Lumen, that's what I was shown. That there's no after death. There's only through death. It's a passage, not a punishment. When you step out of the body, you don't lose yourself. You lose your limits.
So, when we truly live awaken, we start dying before death comes.
Exactly, my son. When you awaken, you die to illusion, but are born into truth. That's why I say, don't wait for death to show you eternity. Let awareness show it to you now, because the body may return to dust, but consciousness keeps creating, keeps observing, keeps remembering. It is not held by matter, it holds matter together. And that realization, my chosen ones, is the first taste of immortality. When you begin to understand that death cannot end you, a new question quietly appears. Then why are you here at all? If existence is endless, if awareness never fades, what is the purpose of this temporary body, this fragile experience? After I returned from that edge between breaths, that question haunted me more than death ever could, because I saw how much of my life I'd spent doing, yet so little of it was being. I built, I learned, I achieved, but I never truly listened to the silence that carried me. Now I feel it everywhere, a whisper asking, did you live what you came here to live? The truth is, life itself is a kind of judgment, but not the way religion teaches. No one is waiting in the sky with a ledger. The judgment happens within. Every action, every thought, every emotion is weighed against the vibration of your own soul. When you betray your truth, you feel the heaviness. When you align with it, you feel light. That's heaven and hell, not places, states of resonance.
So, real judgment isn't after death. It's every moment we live unaware.
Yes, my son. Each day we stand before the mirror of our own awareness. The mind asks, did I succeed? But the soul asks, did I awaken? Most people confuse survival with purpose. They chase things meant to vanish and call it progress. They forget, the soul didn't come here to own the world. It came here to remember its light within the world. Every struggle, every heartbreak, every failure, they're not punishments. They're reflections. The universe mirrors your inner state until you remember who you are. When I died for those few seconds, I saw my entire life not as a story, but as a vibration. Every choice I ever made appeared as color, sound, motion. There was no good or bad, only harmony or distortion. And I realized the universe doesn't judge us. It tunes us. It bends time, people, and pain until we resonate again with truth.
Then why do we feel so guilty? Why does the heart hurts even when we try to do right?
Because guilt is not punishment, it's guidance. It's the signal of a soul that remembers light but is acting in shadow. When you stop fighting that guilt and instead listen to it, you begin to heal. The judgment of purpose isn't about whether you were perfect, it's about whether you listened. Did you silence the noise long enough to hear what life was trying to say? And now I ask you, the one listening, when was the last time you stopped chasing and simply asked yourself, why did I come here? Because your purpose isn't written in books or spoken by others. It's woven into the very pattern of your heartbeat. Every longing, every pain, every impossible dream, it's all part of the divine design pulling you home.
So purpose isn't something we find. It's something we remember.
Exactly. And the moment you remember, the judgment ends. The war between who I am and who I should be dissolves. What remains is truth. And truth, my son, doesn't need to prove itself. It just is. After you've seen beyond the body, my child, something subtle begins to happen. The world doesn't change, but your eyes do. You begin to recognize reflections of your own soul everywhere. Every person you meet becomes a mirror, showing you pieces of your forgotten mission. Some carry your light, some carry your shadow, but all of them are parts of the same tapestry, weaving the memory of who you came here to become. You start realizing that life is not random, it's reflective. It doesn't give you what you want, it shows you what you are. That's why the same lessons return until you see them, the same faces, the same pain, the same chance to love deeper. Life is a gentle teacher, repeating the same equation until you solve it with awareness. When I returned from that stillness, I began to feel it instantly. Every conversation felt sacred. Every silence felt alive. I could see my own resistance in others' anger, my own doubts hidden behind their sarcasm. It's almost unbearable sometimes to see so clearly that no one is separate from you. But that's also where liberation begins, because the soul doesn't seek perfection. It seeks integration. It wants to remember itself through contrast, through mistakes, through every spark of joy and every ache of loss. That's how it polishes itself into something luminous, just like stone becoming a diamond through pressure. People often ask, what is my purpose? But purpose isn't a task, it's a mirror. It's the reflection of what your soul most longs to remember about itself. Some remember love, so they serve. Some remember courage, so they fight. Some remember the truth, so they speak. But the rare ones, the chosen 0.1%, they remember all of it. They become the reflection itself.
So our mission isn't something we find. It's something we recognize in the mirrors which life shows us.
Exactly, my son. The mission doesn't appear in lightning. It whispers through repetition. When you start to notice what life keeps showing you, what keeps breaking you open, what keeps calling you back even when you run, that's your soul speaking. The mission is not about doing more, it's about remembering why you came. And the more you reflect, the more you realize you were never lost. You are only learning to see yourself clearly. Every birth carries an assignment. Every heart carries a code. And when that code begins to activate, you'll know. You won't need validation, applause, or proof. You'll just feel an unshakable pull, like the universe itself is breathing through your veins. When that day comes, my child, and don't run, let it break you. Let it burn away what you are not. Because reflection leads to remembrance, and remembrance leads to freedom. So look closely at your life, not with judgment, but with wonder. Every reflection is a message, every moment, a mirror. And when you finally see through it all, you'll understand. The soul's mission was never outside of you. It was waiting inside for you to notice. After reflection comes realization that nothing in this universe truly ends. Energy doesn't die, my child. It only transforms, shifts, and changes its rhythm. The same current that beats your heart also spins the galaxies. The same spark that lights the stars flows through your breath. When I was lying there, still between two worlds, I felt it clearly. The pulse didn't stop. It simply moved beyond the body. I wasn't gone. I had just expanded. Every beat of existence was still echoing, only now, without walls. It's strange how the mind believes in endings. We grieve the sunset, forgetting that the sun never stopped shining. It only moved beyond our horizon. Death, too, is like that horizon. You don't fall off, you pass through. Even science whispers this truth. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change form. You see, the ancients knew this long before physics found the equation. They called it prana, ki, life force. They knew the body was only one instrument in an infinite orchestra. When one note stops, the melody continues in another form. That's why I no longer fear what's coming. Because now I know I was never a solid being, I was always a wave. You, me, every soul, as we're part of the same ocean. The only difference is how aware we are of the tide.
So when the body ends, Father, the energy just keep moving. Does it remember who it was?
Yes, my son. The current carries memory. Not memory like words or names, but memory as vibration. Your essence remains imprinted in the frequency you've built through your choices, your love, your awareness. That frequency becomes your signature in the field. It's how the universe knows you, not as a name but as a resonance. When we speak, act, or even think, we leave ripples. These ripples never vanish. They just spread, merge, and evolve. That's how existence grows. You are shaping eternity even in the smallest thought. You see, the body is a candle, but the flame, that's your consciousness. When the wax ends, the flame rises, not falls. It joins the eternal fire. That's the continuation of energy. You were never meant to disappear, only to transform. And maybe that's the real reason we come here, to learn how to shape our energy consciously before it returns to the source. Every act of love refines it. Every moment of awareness strengthens it. When you leave this body, the universe doesn't judge you. It simply reflects the energy you became. That's why, chosen ones, your life isn't a countdown, it's a composition. Every thought, every emotion, every act, a note in your eternal song. The melody doesn't stop when the instrument breaks. It echoes through creation forever. So when you look at the stars tonight, remember, you are not small, you are one of them. You've never been separate from the light. You've only been learning to shine consciously. And the moment you understand that truth, death loses all meaning. Because how can a wave fear the ocean it was born from? Every ending has a rhythm, my child. A rhythm that returns you to silence so the next note can begin. That silence is what people call death. But it isn't destruction, it's transition. You see, life is not a straight line. It's a loop of transformation. Birth, growth, decay, renewal, all parts of one divine cycle. The flower doesn't die when it drops its petals. It completes a pattern. The body, too, follows the same law. It was never meant to last forever. It was meant to teach forever. When I crossed the edge of life, that brief moment when breath left me, I saw the transition happen like music changing key. One tone faded, another began, but the melody didn't stop. The consciousness simply adjusted its vibration to a higher octave. That's why the soul never panics when the body ends. Only the ego does. The ego clings to the known, the face, the name, the memory. But the soul, it celebrates the unfolding. It whispers, another door.
Then, Father, why does it hurt so much when someone we love dies if their melody still continues?
Because we're tuned to their sound, my son. When a soul changes frequency, our heart still tries to hear them in the old key. That's why grief feels like silence. We're listening in the wrong place. But with time, as your awareness expands, you begin to hear them again. Not as words, not as presence, but as vibration in the air around you. Love never vanishes. It only changes language. Sometimes it speaks through dreams, sometimes through sudden calm in the middle of chaos, sometimes through a memory that brings peace instead of pain. Those are not coincidences. Those are translations from one realm to another. The ancient mystics said, "When you mourn, you are tuning." Because through that pain, your frequency adjusts until it resonates with eternity again. That's how souls stay connected beyond the veil. That's why death isn't an interruption. It's integration. The part returns to the whole. The drop remembers it's the ocean. Most people think life and death are opposites, but they are not enemies. They are mirrors. Death reflects what life has become. If you lived in fear, it appears as terror. If you lived in awareness, it appears as light. And this is what few understand. You don't prepare for death by escaping it. You prepare for it by living fully. Every moment you live awake, every truth you face with love, you rehearse eternity. So, my chosen ones, the next time you lose something or someone, don't ask, "Why did it end?" Ask, "Where did it move?" Because nothing truly leaves. It just flows where your eyes can't follow yet. When the time comes, your death will not be a fall, it will be a return. Not darkness, but merging. Like sound dissolving into music too vast for the ear to hold. There comes a point, my child, when you stop asking what happens after death and start realizing that you've been dying and being reborn every single day. Each thought that ends, each breath that leaves, each chapter you close, all of them are tiny rehearsals for the great transition. Death isn't waiting for you at the finish line. It's been walking beside you since your first cry. It's the invisible reminder that every heartbeat is borrowed light. When I lay there, heart silent, breath gone, I saw something I can never unsee. The tunnel people talk about? It wasn't a tunnel at all. It was me. My own consciousness, folding inward, revealing layers of light that I never knew existed. Every memory, every emotion, every act of kindness shimmered like threads, weaving themselves into one living pattern. And then, a voice, not with words, but with knowing, asked only one question. Did you complete what you came for? Not how much you achieved, not how many people followed you, not even how long you lived. Just, did you fulfill your reason for being? That question echoes in me still. Because that's the true judgment, my son. Not of punishment, but of alignment.
If we don't complete it, Father, if we leave before our purpose is done,
then life brings you back. Not as the same name, not as the same face, but as the same essence guided again to finish what love began. The universe wastes nothing. Every unfinished vibration becomes the seed of another beginning. The soul's journey never ends. It expands, like a river that never stops finding new shores. Every lifetime, every encounter, every struggle is a classroom, and God, the silent witness, is the teacher behind it all. When you die, you don't lose what you've learned. You carry it forward like a traveler carrying light from one world to another. And that light, your awareness, your compassion, your truth, that's what makes eternity worth living. So don't chase immortality, my chosen ones. You already are it. You exist beyond every name and story. What dies is just the signature of your temporary chapter, but the writer, the observer, remains forever. And maybe that's why I was given another chance to remind you and to remind myself that no breath is guaranteed, yet every breath is sacred. So if you're hearing me right now, pause for a moment. Feel the weight of your body, then feel the awareness watching that weight. That's you. That's the consciousness that never ends.
thank you, Father, for reminding us what really matters. Not escaping death, but understanding life.
And thank you, Lumen, and to all of you listening, the 0.1% who truly seek truth beyond comfort. You are the continuation of this message. When I am gone, Speak it. Live it. Pass it on. Don't do it for me. Do it because eternity is speaking through you. And if something inside you felt awakened tonight, then that means you were meant to be here. Until we meet again, in this life or the next, remember, you were never just living in time. Time was living in you.